Hello, welcome to Anya's math lesson. Today we're going to talk about the number pi. When it comes to pi, everyone must be familiar with it. Pi is the number you get when you divide a circle's circumference by its diameter. But when did pi first appear, and how was it calculated? The history of pi goes back a long way. People were already aware of its existence 4,000 years ago. Around 2000 BC, Babylonian mathematicians were the first to calculate a circle's area using the perimeter of a hexagon, arriving at an approximate value of pi as 3.125. Around 250 BC, Archimedes made a major breakthrough in calculating pi by applying the Pythagorean theorem. He proved that there is a constant ratio between a circle's sepser's area and the square of its radius, and determined that the value of pi lies between 223 divided by 71 and 22 divided by 7. In the following centuries, progress slowed down once again. However, in the early 20th century, Srinivasa Ramanujan developed an extraordinarily efficient formula for calculating pi based on reciprocal fractions. 1 over pi equals 2 times the square root of 2, divided by 98. 1 times the sum from k equals 0 to infinity of open parentheses, 4k factorial, times open parentheses, 1103, plus 26,300, 90 times k, close parentheses, divided by open parentheses, k factorial, to the fourth power times 396, to the power of 4k close parentheses. Later on, the invention of computers greatly advanced the calculation of pi. So far, pi has been computed to about 300 trillion decimal places. Pi can be used to calculate the area and volume of circles and spheres, as well as to determine planetary orbits, design electronic components, and simulate quantum computations. For example, let's look at this problem together. It asks us to find the volume of this sphere. The formula for calculating the volume of a sphere is volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. So, we take 7 cubed, multiply it by pi, and then multiply by 4 divided by 3 to get an answer of approximately 1,436.0 cubic centimeters. Here are 2 more problems. Find the area of each circle. Round your answer to the nearest tenth. We know that the formula for the area of a circle is area equals pi r squared. So, we use 3.14 times 12 squared to find that the area of the first circle is approximately 452.2 square inches. For the second circle, we calculate 3.14 times 14 squared, which equals approximately 615.4 square kilometers. Some people might be curious. How did early mathematicians calculate the value of pi? Here, I'll demonstrate one of the methods called Liu Hui's method of exhaustion, which was developed by the ancient Chinese mathematician Liu Hui. This is a hexagon. By dividing its perimeter by its diameter, we can get a rough estimate of pi, which is 3. Then we divide each side of the hexagon in half, which gives us a dodecagon. After calculating, we obtain a result that is even closer to the true value of pi. By repeating this process, our polygon becomes closer and closer to a perfect circle, and the value of pi becomes more and more precise. The applications of pi are incredibly wide-ranging. It plays a vital role not only in architecture, engineering, and physics, but also in calculating spacecraft trajectories, mapping planets, designing buildings, understanding sound and light waves, creating detailed medical images using MRI and CT scans, and even simulating the spiral structures of galaxies. When I'm practicing math problems, I often wonder, why is pi represented by this particular symbol? Actually, pi is the 16th letter of the Greek alphabet. It comes from the first letter of the Greek word peripheria, which means circumference. Because pi is an irrational number, it's very likely to contain every possible combination of digits, for example your birthday or even your ID number. However, no one has been able to prove this with absolute certainty yet. March 14th is known as Pi Day because the first few digits of pi are 3.14. Interestingly, some famous scientists are connected to this date. For example, Albert Einstein, who was born on March 14, 1879. There's one unfortunate fact. We can never determine the exact circumference or area of a circle, because pi is an irrational number. Finally, let's practice one more problem related to pi. Find the surface area of each figure. Round your answers to the nearest tenth. The surface area of a sphere equals 4 pi r squared. So we use 4 times 3.1 4 times 6.2 squared, which equals approximately 482.8064 square inches. Anya's lesson has come to an end. Thank you for watching.